Good morning, guys. Guess what? My water came back, and it came back on the coldest night of the year. Now, figure that one out. But what happened was this crazy bomb cyclone we had. When the snow hit when the snow covered the foundation, it actually acted as an insulator and warmed up the basement. So the pipes came back. They unthawed. They thawed. And Skitty told me to run the faucets, drip the faucets, and it should stay. And so far, for the 2 coldest days of the year, it has stayed, and I'm so happy. Who would ever think it would come back on the coldest day of the year? Thanks to the snow. So that crazy snowstorm was actually a blessing. And I don't know if you could hear my rejoicing all the way across the world, but all the way to England, but I'm sure that you could because I'm so happy. Alright, today we're going to make a beautiful, rich and warming comfort food. We're going to make a beef stew, and we're going to make it in the crock pot. It's 7 o'clock in the morning now. We want to get it in early because it takes 8 hours on low. And this is going to be a special beef stew because it's going to actually be more of a hunter's stew. Because what I'm using here is I have some beautiful bison here. And I have some wild boar, which is one of my favorites. And this is what I'm using in my stew today, but of course you can use beef stew meat. You're going to want 2 pounds of that. You're going to want 1/2 cup of flour, a tablespoon of seasoning salt, 2 tablespoons of olive oil, 1/2 teaspoon of black pepper, onion diced or cut in chunks, however you want it, 2 bay leaves, 1/2 cup of Worcestershire sauce, 2 cups of water. You want 2 tablespoons of brown gravy mix. And I'm going to also add about 1 teaspoon of the browning and seasoning sauce, that makes your gravy a little bit richer. I'm going to also want some red potatoes cut into bite-sized pieces, 3 large carrots, also the same thing, cut into bite-sized pieces, and 1 large stalk of celery. I have a little celery here, so I have 2. So what we're going to do is cut this stuff up, and then I'll show you what to do with the meat. But while we cut up here, I just want to say it is so cold. When I went to the food store last night to get the veg, it was screaming cold. I mean, painfully cold. I've never felt anything like it. We're experiencing record lows here in the Northeast, and it's just the jet stream is stuck below us. And from what I understand, this cold is going all the way down to northern Florida. So it's kind of nuts. So even though I was bitching about the snowstorm, it actually was a blessing because it completely insulated the basement and thawed the pipes. So that was kind of miraculous in my opinion. I never expected that. I thought I'd be, going to my mother's until next week when we're supposed to have a nice thaw. And it's supposed to go up to maybe 40 one day, which will be like a heat wave compared to what it's been, I think it was -3 actual last night. And then those hurricane force winds that were coming through. Wow. It was scary. Now, I don't know how these poor mailmen do it, but I feel so bad for my neighbor. I actually have two neighbors who are mailmen, mail carriers. One's a lady, one's a guy. And I think it's like dangerous. It's bleeding dangerous going out there in this all day like that. So, anyway, I'm just so thankful I have my water back and be cooking here. And I think the crock pot is the way to go, right? I have a podcast planned for later. I want to do David Bowie's birthday. The anniversary of his birthday is coming up, as well as the anniversary of his death, the 2-year anniversary of his death. So I was thinking of doing a Bowie tribute, so I think we'll do that later while our stew's cooking. I'll also visit with you guys, do a video, and chat a little bit more. So I'll finish cooking this up, and then I'll cutting this up, and I'll come back and show you what we do with our meat. Back in a bit. Alright, in a Ziploc bag, you're going to put a half a cup of flour and a tablespoon of seasoned salt. Okay, seasoning salt, seasoned salt, whatever you want. I'm using the zesty kind with the cayenne and good stuff. You're going to cut your meat into 1-inch pieces if it's not already done, if it's not already stew meat, you know, pre-cut stew meat. And you're going to throw that in your flour and seasoned salt and chunk it around and get it coated a little bit. Of course, everybody knows that you use a different cutting board for your meats than your veg, right? So most people use a red one so they remember. And I'm going to shake that around, and then I'm going to take you over by the frying pan, and we'll brown our meat, get it ready to go. Be right back. Okay guys, what we have is 2 tablespoons of olive oil in our pan. Getting hot. We have coated all of our little meat pieces, and we're going to start browning those. And as they're browned, as they're finished browning, we're going to put them right into the bottom of the crock pot, okay? So, we've got a lot of browning to do here. So here we go. See how easy and neatly the Ziploc bag method coats the meat so nicely. And there's no flour flying all over, and you have it evenly coated. Just perfect. So we'll get this browning. As they brown on all sides, put them right in the bottom of your crock pot, okay? So I'll be back with you in a second. Okay, once you have all of your meat browned, you can use the same pan. Make sure you got a little bit of fat in there at least. And you're going to saute your onions right in that nice flavor, all that nice flavor. saute them for about 2 minutes. Then you're going to put those right into your crock pot on top of the meat. Alright guys, you want, in this little measuring cup I have 2 cups of water, 2 tablespoons of brown gravy mix, 1 teaspoon of that browning sauce, and 1/4 of a cup of Worcestershire sauce. That's going to go right into your pan, which you want to, which you're going to deglaze, of course. That's why you want all those dark bits in the bottom. Alright, get that in your pan. And what you want to do is whisk it for a while here, and get up those bits in the bottom of the pan. The flour coating that was on the meat will create a little bit of a thickening agent here. Plus you got all those awesome flavors. Just beautiful, right? Alright, I'm going to keep on getting this to where you want it. Make sure all the stuff on the bottom is scraped off. If your whisk doesn't do it, get a wooden spoon, spatula, and really scrape it good. Yeah, the wooden spoon does a good job getting all those cracklies off the bottom. Very good. Once you get this to where you want it, you're going to take it off the heat and put it aside for a bit. You're going to put your carrots, your celery, your potatoes, and your bay leaves into the crock pot and sprinkle that with pepper. So I'm going to finish this off and I'll be right back with you. Okay, here's everything in the crock pot ready to go. I'm just going to pour the brown gravy over the top and we will be ready to put it in the crock pot and let it go for 8 hours on low. So here is our brown gravy coming carefully from the stove. Here we go. As this cooks low and slow, it will thicken and just be beautiful. Alright, let me get those brown bits. Very last of the brown bits. We want everything in there. Every last bit of goodness. That makes for a deliciously rich and beautiful gravy, okay? And look, we scraped all the stuff off the bottom, and the pan will be pretty easy to clean. So that is it. That is ready to roll, and it smells amazing. You can smell the richness already. 2 bay leaves right on top. Grab your lid. Okay, yeah, always keep your crock pot neat as you go. This way you don't have all that dried on stuff when it's done. Alright? And it doesn't drip down the sides. So I'm going to put this in the crock pot. I'm going to lock the lid on and put it on low for 8 hours. And I'll show it to you 8 hours from now. I hope you're having a magical, mystical musical Saturday. I will talk to you very soon.